Okay, there's the camera. Let's do some clubs. Okay, so this, I think this, oh fuck. Low battery. I think this has got a slightly thinner handle than yours. This is a bit thicker. So it might make it a little bit harder to start with. But the basic pattern that you want to learn first, which you should do with one hand, you can just do without the club. So if you just imagine your thumb as the club, so start with it pointing up, this like externally rotated, and then you're going to internally rotate it, swing through, all the way through to this position. So that's position 1, 2, all the way through to here. At this point you open your shoulder, so the thumb stays same position, open the shoulder, and then push it out. So this is a kind of an exaggeration of it, it's much more fluid. And also the club, when you're holding it, won't actually be perpendicular to your hand. It'll be much more like in line as it swings through. So yeah, the motion is this. Internally rotate, swing through, open, press. So this. So when you feel comfortable doing that with one hand, then with the other. And then you start doing it too. So imagine they're gonna cross each other, and we will try to want to alternate which hand goes in front. So, oh fuck, low battery again. So it's like this. And then when you feel comfortable with that, you're going to do it alternate. And you can start shifting your weight side to side in a way that feels comfortable. Okay, so now to transition to the actual club from this motion. So this motion, it's not really like that. It's kind of like that, but it's a fluid thing, and the trick is all in the hand. So when you're holding the club, when you're swinging it through, so imagine starting like that, I'm going to exaggerate it as if it's my thumb to here. This motion, what's actually happening is here, I'm letting the club drop across the back of my hand. It's coming through, I'm letting it drop, and I'm swinging it behind. So there's no way really to explain this other than just to practice it. So it's dropping, at which point I'm then rotating the shoulder. Drop, shoulder rotates, and it swings behind. So you can do it without loosening it in your hand like that, so you could just keep hold of it and let it drop. It's a bit intense on the wrists, I'd say. I'd recommend starting with the drop method. So what you actually want to be practicing, just holding the club, is letting it drop. So what you're doing is you're twisting your wrist inwards like this, so it can fall across the back of your hand. So you might just be able to do this intuitively anyway, if you played with a sword as a child. So it's just twist in, drops. So just getting that motion, because that's kind of what's happening here. Your wrist is a little bit twisted, and it's dropping across the back of the hand. So again, there are a few different methods. You can either completely let it swing just between your thumb and forefinger, just pinch like this, which is probably easiest to begin with. It's just to completely let go of the rest of the fingers through that first bit. So you let go there, and then regrip it. Let go, regrip. And then with the heavier clubs, you probably just want to loosen it in the hand. So here, loosen. That's just a bit smoother, and it's just not as fast. You're not really swinging it and jolting it, the shoulder quite as much. And then this is just much more static, and it just can be a bit, because the elbow needs to dip in to get that same rotation. You see, it depends on the flexibility of your wrist thing, but for me I find it a bit impingy on the elbow. And you can basically, as you get the swing, you can start bringing this swing. You don't have to do it tight to the shoulder here. You can bring it out and swing it at the end. and it can be right at the end, and I think that can help actually in learning. If you're getting all confused by this stuff, just think about it spinning in your hand at the end of the swing. So you really want to get this super fluid before you move on to anything else. Get this super fluid. And then I think once you're really confident, also you have to nail it with the other hand first before you start doing two. Because there is especially with you, this risk of bumping your head. So I haven't done it. With the bigger ones I have, but that's kind of trying different moves. With this, I think it's fine. You just want to make sure that you can really do it constantly with one hand. And then, once you feel like you've got it with the other hand, the bad hand, which is my left hand, which is not as good, then I'll do one, stop, the other. And that you can get a bit of a swing into it. Stop. And then the key is to really slowly do two together. Even if it's an exaggerated, and maybe for this, to do it statically, you're going to just fully grip the club, just so you have complete control over it. And then, but also, right from the beginning, try and focus on that, alternating the wedded cross. Because if you get too much of a habit, I think your posture will be slightly off. So just focus on doing that super slowly, and then you can start loosening it in the hands. It does feel a bit weird with it passing so close to your face. And that's part of the thing, when you're alternating it, you can kind of twist away from it a bit. It's kind of more comfortable, but there's a bit more coordination. So these are super light. These are, they're less than a kilo. Probably like 0.8. Very light. But you feel like, do this for a little bit, you feel the burn in your shoulders and in your forearms. And aerobically as well, you start breathing quite heavily. And there's lots of stuff, and then you can start to incorporate different things. As it gets a little bit, the coordination improves. It just feels so nice on your back. Oh. Okay, that's the end of lesson 1.